All right, so we are doing some B main events here from the Bullring. And it should be the top 3 transferring.
7 cars registered for this one, but I've only seen 5 on track. Chris Trickle, the 70 machine up front, joined by the 1 of Mitch Klein. Back in row 2, you got the number 19 on the inside. That's Brandon White starting in 3rd. 37 machine of J.R. Courage outside. And it looks like to round out the field, the 81 of Daryl Midgley. So 5 cars, and I believe it might be the top 2.
Okay, I'll go with that.
We'll have to wait to see if PA will confirm that, but I believe because we have a couple of these, it'll be top 2 going on. I'll keep it here.
Thank you. Mathematically, it should be top 2. I know we had top 8.
So there we go.
All right, so we are live on Facebook as well. We're doing a little sneak peek, live looking. B-main number 1, top 2 transfer, Evan. We're taking it to the green.
And we've been waiting for these B-mains, and the 70 really struggled there. Not a good start for Chris Trickle. He's going to go from the front to the back and all the way behind those top 2 transfer spots as the Wood of Mitch Klein takes over the race lead, followed by the Z-Wood of Billy Mitchell, P2. Single file for the first to 20 laps. It's a good number in a heat race. A lot can happen.
Now, last night, your leader, he was in a very heated battle with Brittany Zamora, and obviously lost that battle. He is looking good in this B main. Way out front, battle for second spot. It is your transfer battle.
And White's trying to get to the inside. Obviously, the Z1 machine not going to give that up without a fight, but that 70 machine at Trickle has issues. He's going to pull off the track. So we're left with 4 drivers left. Half go on to the game main, half are going home. Challenge for second spot again, 19. Keeps flashing that nose, hasn't been able to get in there yet.
Brandon White, he was disqualified. He qualified into his heat race last night, though post-race tech determined that that car was not A-OK and had to start at the tail of the B main. Right now he's in, unless he loses a spot to Mitchell in the Z1.
He was able to get around that Z1 machine, so he's up to P2. As at this time by, still 15 laps to go, though, so I don't think he can feel too comfortable. You can see your race leader. He's in a pretty good spot, and that's the gap back to 2nd and 3rd. The 19 machine actually appears to be pulling away a little bit.
Here's the number 81 of Midgley. He qualified, took time, and then he noticed at the tail of qualifying that, as I heard Mitchell's C1 machine sliding, Midgley did not complete the rest of the night of racing, so he did not turn a lap in heat races, and that put him at the tail of the B main. And the reason why is because they noticed, and around goes Mitchell. And are we going yellow?
Caution is out from the tower.
So I'll complete the Midgley story. The engine started laying down on him at qualifying, and he did not want to take a chance on hurting anything more. So he decided, you know what, we'll just go to the backup car and try to make our way through the B main. Unfortunately, right now, he's one of those cars on the outside looking in as Mitchell takes that 71 machine. Oh, there he's
not sure what he wants to do.
Yeah.
He'll keep the Z1 on track, I think. But the lap before, we were looking at the 81, but we caught it. He got all kinds of sideways in turn 4, and then all kinds of more sideways that second time through, and it went around very quickly. So he was struggling with the handling on it, and not going to help him. He's going to get kicked back to P4. The person who really doesn't like this is Brandon White, because he was closing in for the race lead. He is closer to Klein now, but again, take the P2, I would say. The top 2 transfer spots. So now he's going to have to deal with Midgley, and even Mitchell, if that Z1 can pull something out of this, going to be right on his bumper once more. And we go from a 20-lap B-main, B-feature to a 12-lap shootout zone. So not good news for the guys in the front row, and maybe a second breath of life for those guys on row 2.
So I think White is going to, like you said, going to be feeling a little bit down, but now he's got a real good shot. He is right there neck and neck for that lead battle. Midgley wants to hope that any of these two drivers in front of him have an issue so he can make his way into the A main event. Right now, Midgley and Mitchell are the two drivers on the outside looking in as the leaders are fighting for it up front.
Tried to use a little bit of the apron that time to get by him. It's not going to happen again. The best way that this works out for White is if he gets around Klein. A, you're going to the race lead, but also B, you're putting a car between you and a spot going home. So he is really trying to get up on that one division in the battle for the race lead. The 81, though, eventually has picked it up a little bit, so the battle for the transfer spot's only about a 2-car length differential. The longer this goes on, I think the further those two in front are going to get away. So if the 81 has something, he's got to show it down.
And it's tough when you don't have any more laps under your belt in a different race car, too. I mean, this is a car that he just pulled out of the trailer as a backup option. Again, Midgley towing from Canada. Long drive, and thanks for making the tow. But good thing he had a spare car, else that weekend would have been done on night number 1.
Yeah, we talked about people coming in from California. It would be a break for those guys to make the 4 or 5 hour trip and then not have a race car, but it would definitely hurt Midgley. And right now, he's in a battle on the racetrack, so it's a little bit fun, but not the battle that he wants to be in. As the Z1 division, Mitchell gets up in front of him, and we're back to square one where we were before the yellow.
Trent, single file. White is kind of moving around, checking out the different lanes that he's got to work with to get by your leader, Klein, as they're coming down the front straightaway into your living room.
And I feel like that 19 machine is just a tad bit better, and first time that nose is actually going to be able to get to the inside. He will force the issue. Go side by side for the lead at a turn number 4. Advantage to the inside, the 19 car.
Well, White into the lead now. Competitor that knows this track pretty well. Battles on the Spears Southwest Tour. And this car just a little bit different, and I think that's what had him actually in this B main. Funny enough, it might just have missed something in the rule book.
Well, they're looking good now. If there's a day that you're going to have an off day, I'd take Friday night over Saturday night.
Yeah. This is the most important race right now for these drivers, your top two, going into tonight's 150 lap A main event for the Super Late models. It'll be a completely full field and a competitive one at that one. We've got a lot of drivers at top 2. Yesterday, taking time, broke the track record. And everybody really close after that as White heads into turn number 3 and 4. Evan, take it home.
He doesn't put that late race restart to spoils, and it'll be a checkered flag and a win. And his B-Fager, Brandon White, taking home the win, with Mitch Klein coming home in second. Those two drivers are headed to the main event.
Well, what do you think, Evan? Should we, I said that we're only going to be doing one live looking. Do you think we should spoil our Facebook viewers?
I can't handle that kind of pressure.
Man. It is Vegas, so should we?
I don't have the executive authority to make that.
What
kind
I'll
of a call.
do?
That's above my pay grade.
How about this? So I'll ask the ones that are taking a peek on our live looking to see what they want. I mean, we can cut it off.
That's fair. That's fair.
But if they want us to stay on for one more B main event, then just you have to comment on their live looking right now. How about them apples?
I think that's a fair agreement.
So we were only scheduled for one, and now I'm actually holding up probably somebody else on the live looking. But as long as the viewers are happy with it, they can continue watching after the live looking on lowbudget.tv. We have high definition available, standard quality, and in between high quality. So 3 different platforms where you can watch it in all night long. We had night number 1 available last night. If you missed that one, you missed some fun, but tonight is a big night of racing here with the Super Late Model 150, Super Stocks, Bombers, HPD Midgets, Bandoleros, and Trucks, all doing battle here tonight. So if you want to continue seeing the racing action, it'll be exclusively live on lowbudget.tv We'd be very happy to have you with us for a good night of racing here at the Senators Cup Fall Classic at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Bullring. So I'm seeing here, I'm looking through, and people are wanting us to stay on. So I guess we're going to have to give it to them.
You got to give the people what they want.
Yeah. Okay. Don't forget, this will be the last live-looking race that we will have here. As top 2 will transfer out of the Super Late Model B main events. After this, we're cutting the Facebook Live looking. Everybody on Low Budget TV, you're going to join us for a great, fantastic night of racing. As I'm going to hand you some timing and scoring so you can let us know who is in this race.
And the rules are going to be the same just as the last one. 20 laps for the top 2 drivers, I think, still to be able to get in to that main event. And pole position for this one going to go to the 34 of Kaylee Barker. She was in a transfer spot as of yesterday, but fell out towards the final couple of laps in this one. So not the worst position to be in is P1 in this. Obviously, you can see how competitive everybody was racing last night. They did not want to be in this race at all. But if I had to be here, I would take the top spot. So she'll be started alongside the 88 of Jason Gilbert. We'll roll off in the number 2 spot. You see the 88 coming out of turn number 2. The 20 machine, 20W of Andy Soul will start tonight in 3rd, with the 02 of Charlie Pike rolling off in 4th. Warren Nipper in P5, and Seth Holman in the 75H to round out your 6-car field.
In the 75, this is his first time, his first racing laps on the racetrack. He hit the wall. Somebody blew up an engine right in front of him, oiled down the track. He pounded the wall, busted up spindles and right front suspension, and they literally
running around looking for parts yesterday.
Yeah. And now they're on track, so they've got a big hole to dig themselves out of.
And it would be quite the story if they're able to do that, but we're going to double them up 3 rows deep. And we will see who is able to maintain those top 2 spots and make it into later on tonight's 150-lap main event. Green flag in the air. And a good jump for pole sitter, the 34 of Barker.
Well, we're battling here for the transfer spot. Competitive action. Up the track they go.
Soul's got it. 20W is going to steal that from the 88 of Gilbert, and he's not in the clear yet. I thought maybe that 49 at Imber was going to get to the inside. Maybe you're thinking about it this time in turn 3. They will stay single file. But that 88 of Gilbert's going to get back going forwards, backwards. Not the right place to be going at the moment.
And this track a fun one, Evan. I mean, it's a one-groove racetrack. You are going to have to help yourself to a spot in front of you when you desperately need it. We've seen that already this weekend. We're going to see a lot more of it with these super late models. 150 laps. It's a pace for that first 75. After that, it's a sprint. And when you're kind of buried deeper, if you got a faster car than the driver in front of you, it's not a surprise to see that bumper being applied.
The 49's been trying a couple of times right there on the inside of turn number 2. Not a lot of space between he and that leftward quarter panel, the 88, but they'll drive in side by side for P3. And it looks like Neighbor's going to get the spot. Up to P3, needs one more. He wants to get to a transfer position, but now there's a clean track in front, if he can, to chase down the 20W of Soul.
So all the cars on the screen right now are on the outside looking, and this is the final time that we might see these cars this weekend. Unless any change in the top 2 happen.
And just look at the advantage. Race leader Parker's coming by. Then Andy Soul, top 2 moving in. And you can see the gap. With that 49 machine is not that far back now. It's definitely closer than it was a few laps ago. So we may still have a fight for the final transfer spot yet. 12 to go. Plenty of time for something to happen.
I feel like this is going to be a Western Vegas showdown here, brewing up. One of those cases where the 49 is on the gas, trying to close in on your transfer spot. And it's funny how it always works out towards the tail of the race when you got to really start dicing it up for that transfer battle. And here we go, less than 2 car lanes between them.
Cross flags that time by, and you can see the 20 feels the pressure. Sideways that time out of the corner. The 49 machine is definitely applying it. You never see the pass for the final transfer spot at 12 to go. You never see it at 8 to go. It's always at the end. And the 49 is there. The 20 left a little bit too much space. They go side by side. Too good of a runoff in the corner, though. Sol, nice move to be able to make up for that.
You see the two difference in racing lanes that they're driving. 49 arcing it a little bit more. The 20 holding that inside groove into the corners. Side by side for the transfer spot.
So tight, maybe a little bit of a touch, but the 49 is going to get the spot. So the 20 of Andy Sol to the outside, looking in to the bumper, maybe a little bit of payback. Can't get there, though, and it's a pass for P2.
Haley Barker is completely checked out right now. She's got about a quarter
gone.
Straightaway lead. Yeah, big time gone.
But I think that shows the speed that she had yesterday, but just wasn't able to maintain the top 2 running position that she had at the time. The 49's feeling pretty comfortable right now.
Let's do the 0-2 and the 75. They've kind of been battling it out. 75 drifting now. Hey, if you can't win the race, put on the best show, right?
Well, I think he thinks he's at the C-Max Proving Grounds out back. They're done racing, but he's making up for it, trying to do something. And again, for having no track time at all, doing a good job hanging with the likes of Pike in front of him and all kinds of sideways again. He's getting his money's worth before they kick him out. We're free to go next time.
I love it. Yep. I mean, hey, you know what? This is his own. He only ran 20 laps this weekend of racing when he could have run 30, and he's going to make the best of it.
See race leader, the 34 of Archer, well out and in front that time by. 2 laps to go in the second of our B features for the Super Late Model Division this weekend. The 49 of Laura Nipper still there in P2. White flag this time. It'll be a very convincing checkered flag as she comes into turn number 4. Kaylee Barker to tonight's main event with the win in feature race number 2 for the B mains. 49 is she also going to advance. Sol, Gilbert, Pike, and Holman. The 4 drivers going home.